Exodus chapter 32. When the people saw that Moses was so long in coming down from the mountain, they gathered round Aaron and said, "Come, make us gods who will go before us. As for this fellow Moses who brought us up out of Egypt, we don't know what has happened to him." Aaron answered them, "Take off the gold earrings that your wives, your sons, and your daughters are wearing, and bring them to me." So all the people took off their earrings and brought them to Aaron. He took what they handed him and made it into an idol cast in the shape of a calf, fashioning it with a tool. Then they said, "These are your gods, Israel, who brought you up out of Egypt." When Aaron saw this, he built an altar in front of the calf and announced, "Tomorrow there will be a festival to the Lord." So the next day the people rose early and sacrificed burnt offerings and presented fellowship offerings. Afterwards they sat down to eat and drink and got up to indulge in revelry.
出埃及记32，金牛犊，深9.6-29。百姓见摩西迟迟不下山，就聚集到亚伦那里，对他说：“起来，为我们造神明，在我们前面引路，因为领我们出埃及地的那个摩西，我们不知道他遭遇了什么事。”亚伦对他们说：“你们去摘下你们妻子、儿女耳上的金环，拿来给我。”众百姓就摘下他们耳上的金环，拿来给亚伦。亚伦从他们手里接过来，用模子塑造它，把它铸成一头牛犊。他们就说：“以色列呀，这是领你出埃及地的神明。”亚伦看见，就在牛犊面前筑坛。亚伦宣告说：“明日要向耶和华守节。”次日清早，百姓起来献燔祭和平安祭，就坐下吃喝，起来玩乐。耶和华吩咐摩西：“下去吧，因为你从埃及领上来的百姓已经败坏了，他们这么快偏离了我所吩咐的道，为自己铸了一头牛犊，向他跪拜，向他献祭，说：以色列呀，这就是领你出埃及地的神明。”耶和华对摩西说：“我看着百姓，看啊，他们真是应着景象的百姓。现在你且由着我，我要向他们发烈怒，灭绝他们，但我要使你成为大国。”
Then the Lord said to Moses, "Go down, because your people, whom you brought up out of Egypt, have become corrupt. They have been quick to turn away from what I commanded them, and have made themselves an idol cast in the shape of a calf. They have bowed down to it and sacrificed to it, and have said, 'These are your gods, Israel, who brought you up out of Egypt.' I have seen these people," the Lord said to Moses, "and they are a stiff-necked people. Now leave me alone, so that my anger may burn against them, and that I may destroy them. Then I will make you into a great nation." But Moses sought the favor of the Lord his God. "Lord," he said, "why should your anger burn against your people, whom you brought out of Egypt with great power and a mighty hand? Why should the Egyptians say, 'It was with evil intent that he brought them out, to kill them in the mountains and to wipe them off the face of the earth'? Turn from your fierce anger. Relent and do not bring disaster on your people. Remember your servants, Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, to whom you swore by your own self. I will make your descendants as numerous as the stars in the sky, and I will give your descendants all this land I promised them, and it will be their inheritance forever." Then the Lord relented, and did not bring on his people the disaster he had threatened. Moses turned and went down the mountain with the 2 tablets of the covenant law in his hands. They were inscribed on both sides, front and back. The tablets were the work of God. The writing was the writing of God, engraved on the tablets. When Joshua heard the noise of the people shouting, he said to Moses, "There is the sound of war in the camp." Moses replied, "It is not the sound of victory. It is not the sound of defeat. It is the sound of singing that I hear." When Moses approached the camp and saw the calf and the dancing, his anger burned, and he threw the tablets out of his hands, breaking them to pieces at the foot of the mountain. And he took the calf the people had made and burned it in the fire. Then he ground it to powder, scattered it on the water, and made the Israelites drink it. He said to Aaron, "What did these people do to you, that you led them into such great sin?" "Do not be angry, my lord," Aaron answered. "You know how prone these people are to evil. They said to me, 'Make us gods who will go before us.' As for this fellow Moses who brought us up out of Egypt, we don't know what's happened to him. So I told them, 'Whoever has any gold jewelry, take it off.' Then they gave me the gold, and I threw it into the fire, and out came this calf."
摩西就恳求耶和华他的上帝说：“耶和华呀，你为什么向你的百姓发烈怒呢？这百姓是你用大能大力的手从埃及的领出来的，为什么让埃及人说他领他们出去是要降灾祸给他们，在山中把他们杀了，将他们从地上除灭呢？求你回心转意，不发你的烈怒，不降灾祸给你的百姓。求你纪念你的仆人亚伯拉罕、以撒、以色列。你曾向他们指着自己起誓说，我必使你们的后裔像天上的星那样多，并且我要将所应许的这全地赐给你们的后裔，让他们永远承受为业。于是耶和华改变心意，不把所说的灾祸降给他的百姓。摩西转身下山，手里拿着2块法板，这板的2面都写着字，正面背面都有字。板是上帝的工作，字是上帝写的字，刻在板上。约书亚一听见百姓呼喊的声音，就对摩西说，在营里有战争的声音。摩西说，这不是打胜仗的声音，也不是打败仗的声音，我听见的是歌唱的声音。摩西走进营前，看见牛犊，又看见人在跳舞，就发烈怒，把2块板从手中扔到山下摔碎了。他将他们所住的牛犊用火焚烧，磨得粉碎，撒在水面上，叫以色列人喝。摩西对亚伦说，这百姓向你做了什么呢？你竟使他们陷入大罪中。亚伦说，求我主不要发烈怒。你知道这百姓，他们是向恶的，他们对我说，你为我们造神明，在我们前面引路，因为领我们出埃及地的那个摩西，我们不知道他遭遇了什么事。我对他们说，凡有金环的可以摘下来，他们就给了我。我把金环扔在火中，这牛犊就出来了。
Moses saw that the people were running wild, and that Aaron had let them get out of control, and so become a laughing-stock to their enemies. So he stood at the entrance to the camp and said, "Whoever is for the Lord, come to me." And all the Levites rallied to him. Then he said to them, "This is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says. Each man strap a sword to his side. Go back and forth through the camp from one end to the other, each killing his brother and friend and neighbor." The Levites did as Moses commanded, and that day about 3,000 of the people died. Then Moses said, "You have been set apart to the Lord today, for you are against your own sons and brothers, and he has blessed you this day." The next day Moses said to the people, "You have committed a great sin, but now I will go up to the Lord. Perhaps I can make atonement for your sin." So Moses went back to the Lord and said, "Oh, what a great sin these people have committed. They have made themselves gods of gold. But now, please, forgive their sin. But if not, then blot me out of the book you have written." The Lord replied to Moses, "Whoever has sinned against me, I will blot out of my book. Now go, lead the people to the place I spoke of, and my angel will go before you. However, when the time comes for me to punish, I will punish them for their sin." And the Lord struck the people with a plague because of what they did with the calf Aaron had made.
摩西见百姓放肆，因亚伦纵容他们，使这事成了敌人的笑柄，就站在营门前， 说：“凡属耶和华的人都到我这里来。”于是利未人都聚集到他那里，他对他们说：“耶和华以色列的上帝这样说：你们个人把刀配在腰间，从这门到那门，来回走遍全营，个人要杀自己的弟兄、邻舍和亲人。”利未人遵照摩西的话做了。那一天，百姓中倒下的约有3000人。摩西说：“今天你们要奉献自己来侍奉耶和华，因为个人牺牲自己的儿子和弟兄，使耶和华今天赐福给你们。”第二天，摩西对百姓说：“你们犯了大罪，我如今要上耶和华那里去，或许可以为你们赎罪。”摩西回到耶和华那里，说：“哎，这百姓犯了大罪，为自己造了金的神明，现在求你赦免他们的罪，不然就把我从你所写的册上除名。”耶和华对摩西说：“谁得罪我，我就把他从我的册上除去。现在你去，领着百姓往我所告诉你的地方去。看啊，我的使者必在你的前面引路。到了该惩罚的时候，我必惩罚他们的罪。”耶和华降灾于百姓，因为他们和亚伦一起造了牛犊。